Hey, what's going on, you guys? Tristan Montgomery here. Excited, man. Happy Wednesday. Hopefully everybody is doing fantastic, man. Hopefully you're making this week a productive week. Happy hump day. I'm excited to be back on. I know it's been a few days. I'm actually just getting back from vacation for the Thanksgiving holiday, man. Was able to spend some quality time with the family, you know, being able to eat a lot of food, relax a little bit, and kind of just get the reset button hit right before we go into one of the busiest times, not only in my career, but also my business going into the holiday season, man. So we're going to get right into it. Listen, if you saw the topic today, we're going to be talking about how your mentor may be holding you back, how your mentor, your coach, may be holding you back, man, from the success that you want. So if you have somebody who either has a coach or has a mentor, but they still find themselves struggling, feel free to share this video with them, tag them below, because we're going to be going over this a couple things, man. I was actually listening to a training this morning for one of my mentors that spoke about a topic that was very key, man, because I think a lot of people actually really go through this. And keep in mind, if you are seeing this live, feel free to let me know where you're viewing from below in the comments. I'd love to be able to give you a shout out. And if you're seeing it on a replay, feel free to comment replay below as well. So when I say your mentor will be holding you back, what exactly am I talking about? Some of us, you know, have coaches. Some of us have mentors. If you're going towards a goal, going towards a promotion, a career shift, upgrading your life in any single way, you know, it's not abnormal for us to have mentors. And what I meant by, you know, your mentor may be holding you back, a lot of us, man, we tend to go out and, Mike, what's going on, man? I know it's probably good weather down in ATL. I appreciate you hopping on. If you're going towards any type of goal or any type of success, man, we have different mentors that, you know, that we're looking towards and try to get information from. But why is it that, you know, if you're struggling, what do I mean by your mentor maybe the one actually holding you back? A lot of times when we're looking at what we're doing, like in business, what we're looking at in our career, we tend to go to the most sought out person to try to get information, try to get tips, trying to get strategies. And by doing that, sometimes, man, the information that we get a lot of times can go straight over your head. Like if you're not already at a certain level of understanding, a certain level of skills, a certain level of competence when it comes to the goal that you're going after, even if you do get access, and I do say if, because a lot of times we tend to want to go towards the top person. So if we had a career that, you know, the top person there is making, you know, $400,000 a year or, you know, $500,000 a year, we try our best to get to that person and try to find out, you know, how we can get better. While, you know, you may be making $50,000, $60,000 a year, but you want to hear from the person who's doing $500,000 a year on how to do what they do. And the reality is, if you ever even get that chance, a lot of times that information is going to fly over your head because you haven't really put in the work up front to get yourself prepared to really accept the information and be able to actually use it for something. You know, a lot of times, like, we tend to go, like I said, read books and go after like the top person. And a lot of the times the information can go right over our heads because we're just not even at the level to even understand how to put what they say as tips or what they say as actions to take in practice, practically, to make changes in your life today. So a lot of times when it comes to the people that we consider to be mentors and, you know, people that we're looking at for information, they may have the best value in the world, the best information in the world, but if you're not at a level to receive it in a way that can make an impact for your life, the reality is your mentor may be holding you back. So that's one tip on it. I mean, I look at myself personally, you know, before I went into my current role in my daytime career, you know, I seeked mentorship before I made the shift in my current position. And the reality is that even though I could have reached out to the person who was making the 400,000, 500,000. I reached out to somebody who was doing better than me, but not a whole lot better. Meaning that I reached out to somebody who I could touch. I reached out to somebody who was doing a little bit better than me. It's significant enough that which, if I were to learn what they knew, I could have doubled my income. So I reached out to that person. So instead of trying to quadruple my income, make it 10 times, I reached out to the person that was attainable. I think one of the biggest mistakes we make in mentorship is we try to go after and get knowledge from people you have no access to and can't really get real value from, because they're so far above where you are. They're so far along in their journey that anything they tell you is not going to make sense. So the first, a quick tip here is look at people who are attainable. Look at somebody who's doing better than you, but not so much better that it will be an inconvenience or a waste of time for them to spend time with you to share with them how you did it. I'll take it back to that time when I was making the shift in my career a couple of years ago. I reached out to somebody who was doing probably double what I was doing, and we had a quick conversation. I mean, it was like 5-10 minutes, guys. And that 5 to 10 minutes, what that brother told me in 5-10 minutes, once he told me what he did day in, day out, I took that to heart and I tripled it. I tripled what he told me he did every day and put triple the amount of work in. And from that, now I take a look at the situation. I'm doing 25% better than he is 2 years later. Guys, when it comes to mentorship, look for people who is attainable in what you do a little bit further, that you can get practical tips from today that can change your situation. Instead of always trying to go to the top of the game person, because unless it's rare that you will get access to those people initially, but if you get access to somebody who's a little bit further, most likely they'll give you tips that you can put in practice today. They'll get you closer to where they are, and depending on what the tips they give you, if you work harder than them, you may be able to pass them up. And understand that when it comes to mentorship, your mentors are going to change. As you progress, as you move forward, like the person I'm talking about 2 years ago that was considered a mentor to me, that brother is a peer now. Like that brother, we talk just on regular stuff because now I'm at the same level he is. You know, I'm at the same level that the people who are doing what we do at a high level, we're at the same level now. So we're not talking as mentors and mentees anymore. We're talking as peers. But what does that also mean for me in this season and for you if you have literally gotten to the point where your mentor is now a peer to you? What you have to do in this season now is to understand your mentor that got you to where you at right now and the success that you're having or the growth that you're having is not going to be the same mentor that takes you to the next level. It's time to switch it up. It's time to find that new mentor, because now your original mentor is a relationship. That's a peer now. Now it's time to find who's at the next level above that and start to get that same mentorship and that same relationship when it comes to finding out what they know. A lot of times, because you're moving up to the next level, now you have access to a whole nother group of people. Again, one of the biggest issues I see with individuals trying to get mentorship or coaching or feel they need to pay for this or buy this coaching program or buy this mentorship is that they're paying for things that don't even make sense for them to do because they're not going in the natural steps to grow. They're not going in the natural steps to get to that next level. They're not going in step 1, step 2, step 3. If you go in the steps and you continue to look for the best mentor in the season that's doing a little bit better than you or double what you're doing, you will continue to grow, and also your network will continue to grow as well. So I hope you guys got value out of this. Again, your mentor may be holding you back. If the mentor is now become a peer and you haven't seen mentorship. Guys, when it comes to mentorship and growth, it's always going to be a new person in that space. There's always going to be a new influence that you have. There's always going to be a new skill that you can learn. Like my mentors today compared to where they were a couple years ago, 5 years ago, are totally different, but I still have relationships with all of my mentors from over the years. So I hope you guys got value out of that. Feel free to like, share, comment. If you are looking for coaching or mentorship, rewind, watch this from the beginning. Make sure that you have those things in place before you spend your money, time, and energy on a mentor that may not be able to give you what you need in this season just because they are way further along and what they're going to give is not even going to make sense. So if you got value from this, like, share, comment. I appreciate you guys plugging in. And also, if you want, I do have 6 factors you must consider when choosing a mentor. 6 factors you must consider when choosing your next mentor. If you want to have access to those 6 factors, reach out to me directly. I will say factor number 2, it seems to be common sense, but not enough people do it. So make sure to pay attention to factor number 2. But again, if you want to have access to the 6 factors you must consider when looking at your next mentor, feel free to comment below, send me info, or send me a private message, and I'll make sure to get you access to that. Hope you guys have a great week. Make this week a productive one. Hopefully everybody's getting the workouts in now from last week, burning those calories back off. I know I need to get in there myself. So with that, man, I hope you guys have a great week, and I'll see you guys on the next live.